Hey everyone, it's Holly. It's Holly from HollyHall.com, and I want to have a conversation with you. You're not looking at me because I want you to look at the walk I'm doing. Now, normally this is a walking meditation, but we've made it here. This is the Pacific Ocean, and we are on Vancouver Island. But I want to have a conversation with you about control and sovereignty within yourself, okay? Now, all of us on the outside of our being has a system around us, an environment around us that we subscribe to, that we become a tribe of. Within our inner self is sovereignty. And in that sovereignty, we have more free will. Looks like my puppy found a crab. What's left over of a crab. And can you distinguish the difference between the two? One of the things is that I have found in working with my clients. I am a master astrologer. I have a background education in philosophy and psychology, neuro-linguistic programming I'm certified in, also certified in past life regression, hypnosis, therapy. And I work with my clients, I coach with my clients, some of them every week, a couple times a month or every month. And we bring up, specifically in our day and age, why was I birthed into this time? Why did my children become birthed into this time? Why? So that you could distinguish duality, so that you can distinguish between sovereignty and the system. The system was to serve us, but now we serve the system. And whatever that system is for you, it might be that you work in a factory. It may be that you're a single mom and you're fighting the system, air quotes, and you're working with the system just for basic survival. Basic survival. It may be that it's the bigger picture, the bigger system, and you're trying to survive within a governed system or government system within the country, the city that you live in. But I'm not talking about that, because the deeper, the most powerful, where you have sovereignty, is understanding the difference between the system and the difference between your own inner sovereignty. You have choices. You always have choices. We have been indoctrinated and we have been brainwashed, mass manipulated since about 40 years now into believing we don't have choice. Why? Because psychologically and within our neural pathways, we have been conditioned to desire more than we ever have before. Humanity in the past has only desired three things, maybe four: air, water, food, and love. Air, water, food, and love. Those are the only four things we desired. What do we desire now? What do we desire now? Now we desire chocolate, ice cream, potato chips, meat, certain type of diet, weight loss, money, financial freedom, certain jobs, love, romance, sexuality, sensuality, children, no children. That's what we desire now. And within those categories are billions of other items underneath it. The food industry, the agricultural industry itself is an institution. An institution that is outside of yourself, that has conditioned everyone right down to the psychology of how your grocery store is laid out. My job, my mission, the reason I'm here is to be able to help anyone who comes across me, my way. And I say that because not everybody hires me. Sometimes I come across people and I do free readings. I did a whole bunch on our way from Ontario to Vancouver Island. A whole bunch of free readings. Because Spirit guides me. Spirit tells me who I need to connect with to help serve them. Because that's all I'm here to do, is to serve. So what I'm talking about, if you're just jumping on right now, is the difference, the duality of control, which is a system, which is outside of you, and sovereignty, which is within you. And you've got control there too. So how can you tell the difference? Because I believe that they are so intertwined with each other right now, we can't tell the difference. We believe that we're choosing to eat unorganic food, that we're choosing to eat organic food, that we're choosing to take on a medical practice or not, that we're choosing for supplements to make us happy, that we're choosing certain jobs, that we feel that we have control over the choices that we're making, but we don't. And we're choosing that so that we're with less stress. We're choosing it because we desire it. We only desire because we want to take away the undesirable, which is a bad feeling, a bad emotion, a sadness, a hurt, an anxiety, stress. So what is the difference between sovereignty and the system? The system is supposed to serve us, but we serve the system. And like I said, I don't care if you work in a factory or if we're talking about Big Brother or government bodies. I want you to learn, and I'm going to teach you right now, how to tell the difference. And that is to listen to your body. Slow down and listen to your body. And what does that feel like? Have you ever started to write that text, or put up a post, or answer somebody's question when they've messaged you? And a part of you is going, oh, I shouldn't send this, or this is not the time to send it, or I really don't want to send this right now, but there's a part of me that's very impatient and doesn't want to forget about it, or doesn't want them to not like me because I haven't responded immediately, so I'm just going to respond anyways. That was your mind, okay? The body is body, mind, and soul. That's your inner system. That's your inner sovereignty, body, mind, and soul. So your mind, right there, was telling you not to do it. But maybe you're someone who's very rational, needs to make excuses, needs to find reason for why you do what you do. So you problem solved it, and you talked yourself into making a decision that your mind, which is part of your body, mind, and soul, told you not to do. That was intuition. So you send that message. The person is upset. You wished you didn't send it. You changed your mind. You thought about it for a while and wished that you had said something else. Yeah, guess what? You followed the system, which was the outside of you, which was your, I just want to show you this right now, which was your friend who was asking you a question and messaging. You didn't listen to your inner self. Now, what about when you're grocery shopping and there's so expensive right now for food, and you're trying to decide what kind of foods to buy for the money that you have? Your body says, your mind says, I can't afford healthy food, so I'm going to buy as much junk food as I can. Kids don't know the difference anyways, and they love all of this junk food, so I'm really stressed out. I had a really bad day at work, and I can't be bothered with this. It's stressing me out more, so I'm just going to buy a bunch of junk and let's get out of here for $80. But yourself says, really, I should buy some apples and oranges, some frozen fruit, some chicken, some fish, some poultry, whatever you like. I should do that. Be healthier. But you don't. And then you find out your child's lactose intolerant. Your child is bouncing off the walls at night. You can't get any sleep because they're pumped full of sugar and chemicals and whatnot. Guess what? The system just won. The system is your job you're stressed out for. The grocery store laid out perfectly for you to buy junk food. The system is your children and the school system that they go to, and they come home in the rage that they're in. The system won, and you let it. I'll give you some astrological signs that tend to go along with the system, but I don't want you to take this verbatim. I'm going to be doing live readings. I haven't been settled yet. We're still settling. We're the modern gypsies, as you've been following us. And we're looking for a temporary settlement. Temporary. So hopefully in the next couple months we'll find that. But before then, I hope to do some live readings right here. I'm book solid at askhollyhall.com. I don't think you can get an appointment with me until July now. But I definitely want to show my TikTok people. We're going to be hearing a beautiful... Can I see it? There we go. Travel. So this commercial break is interrupted to you by helicopter. So let's go down the zodiac signs. The zodiac signs, we have our sun sign, which is what we're here to learn and what we're here to develop. I got a message last night of my next learning piece as a Virgo, and that was to stop being so critical. I'm very critical of my husband when I'm stressed out or when I want to see him grow alongside of me. I can be very critical, and it's not nice. I can be very critical of myself, and that's not nice either. So that's my next level of, and you know how I stop criticism? Just stop saying it out loud. And then sooner or later it stops in your head. Now, we have our moon sign, which is how we emotionally respond to life, our childhood, and our relationship with our mother. We have a Mercury, which is how we think, how we communicate, how we hear communication from others, how we listen. And then we also have Venus, which is how we love and what we do to get what we love. And we have Mars and the action that we take to have what we want when it comes to love and how we deal with anger and frustration and our drive. So each one of those, for instance, my sun is in Virgo, my moon is in Aquarius, my Mercury is in Libra, my Mars is in Libra, and my Venus is in Virgo. So they're all different. You know, some can be very similar, some can be very different. So what I'm going to be doing now is just talking about the sun signs. Okay, so who is indoctrinated by the system? Sometimes Aries can be, only because they're impatient. Taurus can be because some desire money. But they're actually here to learn, not to desire money per se, but to manifest abundance. Geminis, they don't tend to be a part of the system because they do a lot of research. They learn a lot. Doesn't mean whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong, but they're constantly moving and changing their minds so they don't get stuck in one doctrine, ideology. Cancer, they can be because they like their comfort zones. Leos, they can be righteous and stand on their podium of their belief system and stand for their own, but they'll make it their own, right? It won't be the system isn't controlling me. This is my choice, but not always. A lot of times they stand for sovereignty, right? It won't be the system isn't controlling me. This is my choice, but not always. A lot of times they stand for sovereignty as well. Virgos for sovereignty. As well, Virgos, and I'm a Virgo, definitely can. We can get very stuck in our righteousness and what's right or wrong and what's good or bad. But we are here to serve, so we can definitely our minds can be changed if it's not serving the greater good. Libras, they sit on the fence. They're back and forth. They're a little bit of both. They're sovereign and they're with the system at the same time. Scorpios, they're fear-based at times. Come from abandonment and some suffering, from trauma, inner trauma as a child, usually very deep, deep trauma. So they can be very comforted by the system as well. Sagittarius, definitely not. They have their own philosophy, their own belief system. Again, this is all just your sun signs, dudes, because if you're a Sagittarius and you got a bunch of Capricorn in your chart, this doesn't apply to you. Okay, so, and then there is Capricorn, segue to that. And that is, they're actually the ones that can be the system. They are the system. They're part of the system. They're the authoritarian. And then there's Aquarius. Absolutely not. They're Uranians. They don't even come from this planet. That's me, my moon in Aquarius. And yeah, they're just looking around at all the humans going, WTF, what is wrong with you guys? And then there's Pisces. They're a part of the system because the system makes them suffer, makes them sad, makes them feel alienated and alone. And they watch the suffering of those within the matrix and the system. And there are tears for all of us. Again, if you're a Pisces, but you got a bunch of Aquarius or Gemini in your chart, like my mom does, then that might not apply to you. Although she can suffer for others, that's for sure. She's got a big heart. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. And I'm going to sign off in this beautiful early morning walk on the beach. But what I want you to think about today, I want you to ponder this throughout the day. Witness yourself, observe yourself. A lot of people think, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to change? What actions do I have to take? What other course or book do I have to take or read? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What you have to do is just sit and observe yourself. Witness yourself. And just say, oh, look at what I'm doing. Oh, look at that. I'm doing that again. Oh, look at that. That's interesting what I'm doing this time. And what happens is as you observe yourself, you organically change. You organically shift. It's so freaking easy. Okay, so today I want you to observe yourself what is the system, any choice that you're making, whether you're replying to a message or making a decision at work or responding to your children's behavior, or just sitting there in your own mind, in your own head, having a huge conversation with different parts of yourself. Are you complying to the system? Or is this your sovereignty? Is this your desire? Is this your want? And it doesn't mean just because you want it, you can be selfish. You want anger. You want to retaliate. You desire food. You desire love. It's okay. It's not about being perfect. It's just about witnessing what you do in certain situations. Okay, everyone. Love you. Namaste.